All right, so this is lesson 78, part one. The reason I've broken this particular lesson into two separate categories is because there's a lot to cover. So the first part we're going to cover is exponents. So what an exponent is you'll usually see it as something like this. So we'll have 3 squared, 3 cubed, 3 to the power of 4, or to the 4th power, 3 to the power of 5, or to the 5th power, and so on and so forth. So what these little numbers mean is these numbers means that's how many times you're timesing this number by itself, okay? So 3 squared would be 3 times 3. So 3 squared is 9. 3 cubed is 3 times 3 times 3, which means we're going 9 times 3. Okay, and you keep going along those lines. 3 to the power of 4 would be 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So you have to remember, you do 3 times 3, then times that by 3, then times that by 3. Okay, it's not 4 times 3, it's 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Okay, so another way we use exponents is we use it when we are expanding numbers. So how we do that is we have tens. So we'll have 10 to the power of 1 is 10. Okay, that's 110 is what that says. 110 is 10. 10 to the power of 2. Okay, that is 10 times 10. So 10 to the power of 2 is 100, which in our case is 2 zeros. Okay, 10 cubed is 10 times 10 times 10, which is 1,000, but 3 zeros. 10 to the power of 4 is 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, which is 10,000, which is 4 zeros. Okay, so really what these numbers, when you're doing it with tens, is it telling you how many zeros you have in that answer. Okay, what this means is we can then use it to write numbers using a different type of notation. So when we look at that, we could say things like 4,500,000 and if we're writing this in an expanded notation, instead of writing 4 million times or 4 times 1 million, what we can do is we can write 4 times 10 to the power of 6, add 5 times 10 to the power of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the same as this. Again, all I've done is counted how many places are after that number. So I've gone 4, and to get that 6, I've counted, okay, there's 4. 4 is down there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 10 to the power of 6. And I've come over to 5, and I said, okay, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 to the power of 5. Okay, and this is referred to as expanded notation. So just to go over those two, when you're writing exponents, you're doing numbers times. Let's say we have 2 to the power of 5. Okay, 2 to the power of 5 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's 2 to the power of 5, which means we have 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32. So 2 to the power of 5 is 32. Okay, and for expanded notation, if I was looking at the number 5,600,000, I would be writing 5 times 10 to the power of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6 times 10 to the power of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, if I had more than that, and let's say I had another 3 in here as well, okay, then I would add 3 times 10 to the power of 1, 2, or 3 squared. Okay, this is expanded notation. This is using exponents when you're talking about numbers. Okay, so if you see this, this is what it means, is that's how many times you're timesing that number by itself. So with part 1, I would like you to do questions in lesson practice A to I. So A to I is part 1. Okay, part 2 will be the next set of questions, but part 1 is just A to I.